Let's look at some of the principles of universal design and see how these principles can help us to develop good design, design that works for all. Firstly, we have the principle of equitable use. And this is an overarching or an umbrella principle. Thus, it is the first one that we see. And this means that the product or the system or the environment is equally usable by everyone, and it does not isolate or stigmatize any group. This is a negative example. People who require an accessible entrance should not be exiled to a remote delivery area such as the one shown here. Here we're seeing people who are coming into the back entrance of a building. But here's a positive example. Here we're looking at a restroom in the Chicago O'Hare Airport. This restroom has a wide curving entrance that not only allows privacy for those inside, but also ensures that all users have the space to enter with ease. The second principle is flexibility in use. And in this case, we're looking for systems, products, environments, even communication methods that provide choice in methods of use, that accommodate a wide range of individual preferences and abilities, that offer adaptable paces, and that facilitate accuracy. Let's look at a negative example. If you're left-handed, this has probably happened to you. Here we're looking at an image of a person who is opening up a door. This door lock makes it difficult for a left-handed person to insert a key. Yet here's a positive example. The Detroit Metro Airport gives passengers many choices for moving through the complex: walking, moving walkways, elevators, and an elevated tram. The third principle is simple and intuitive use. This means that the product or the system or the building is easy to understand regardless of the user's experience, knowledge, abilities, language skills, or concentration level. A not so positive example is this remote control keypad. Although the buttons on this remote panel are shaped like up and down arrows for increasing and decreasing the volume, the letter V looks like a down arrow, and so thus the user could get very confused. Here you'll see a slide of the Guggenheim Museum in New York City. Buildings such as the Guggenheim, which are organized around an open well, help people to easily comprehend the overall circulation of the interior space. So it makes it very easy for them to find their way. The fourth principle is perceptible information. If we're following this principle, we would be presenting essential information in a variety of sensory modes, typically not just visual, but auditory as well, or perhaps tactile. We would also consider various ambient conditions and the user's sensory abilities. Here we're looking at an image of a smoke alarm. Some smoke alarms do not display ways in which the alarm can be turned off. So how can the information that is necessary to use the product become more obvious? This would be a negative example. Here we see a photograph of a crossing signal. This is a positive example of the fourth principle. Traffic signals with timers and sound alert all pedestrians about safe crossing. And many cities in Denmark take this even further. They have light sensors in crosswalks that flash when someone crosses the street. The fifth principle of universal design is tolerance for error. In this case, we're talking about eliminating, isolating, or shielding hazards, anticipating accidental or unintended actions, and minimizing inconvenience. So let's take a look at a few examples. Here, we've all seen this one. Here we're looking at an error message on a computer, and in this case, it is informing the person that a mistake was made. However, often the error message does not inform the user how to correct the condition. So how can error messages be designed to be more helpful? In this case, at least it's being honest, and the error message has a little garbledy-gook, and then underneath it says, "You aren't expected to understand this." I'd rather have that than the typical error number 530, and then one doesn't know what to do with it. But here's a positive example. Here we're looking at a boardwalk. And this boardwalk, which is along a dunes, has raised edges to prevent users from accidentally leaving the path of travel. The sixth principle of universal design is low physical effort. In this case, the product or the environment can be used efficiently and comfortably and with minimum physical force. And it incorporates safety. This example is of a little girl who is reaching to get a book off a shelf. This shelf is so high that the girl has to exert great effort to reach the book that she wants. Here we have a positive example. Automated doors allow a person with a stroller, luggage, or packages to more easily pass through an entrance. And finally, the seventh principle of universal design is called size and space for approach and use. It incorporates appropriate size and space for approach, regardless of the user's body size, posture, or mobility. Elements are arranged for use by all, and provides a clear path of travel to all design features. So an example. In this case, the sidewalk grate spaces are so wide that this person's wheelchair is caught, and that's certainly a danger. But a positive example, the height of the concession stand counter permits convenient use by customers of varying heights.